Hello, today I will read Exodus chapter 20. In chapter 19 we saw that if you want to meet God, you must prepare yourself, you must consecrate yourself and abstain from sins and from things that are not clean. In the Old Testament it was more about, not just, but it was about physical things too. But in New Testament will be more in spiritual things, but I think physical too, a bit. So let's continue with the chapter 20. And God spoke all these words. I am the Lord your God who brought you out of Egypt, out of the land of slavery. You shall have no other gods before me. You shall not make for yourself an idol in the form of anything in heaven above, or on the earth beneath, or in the waters below. So no angels, no saints, no nothing. You shall not bow down to them or worship them. For I, the Lord your God, I am a jealous God, punishing the children for the sin of the fathers to the third and fourth generation of those who hate me, but showing love to 1,000 generations of those who love me and keep my commandments. We see here that, it is a sin to pray at icons and at saints and Maria and other saints. It is not okay, or talking with them, with the dead ones. It is forbidden, and we will see more clear this. And here, God is saying something here. Punishing the children for the sin of the fathers to the third and fourth generation of those who hate me, but showing love to 1,000 generations. Whoa. Or those who love me and keep my commandments. So, it means that God is more good than wanting to punish you. You shall not misuse the name of the Lord your God, for the Lord will not hold any one guiltless who misuses his name. Remember the Sabbath day by keeping it holy. 6 days you shall labor and do all your work, but the seventh day is a Sabbath to the Lord your God. On it you shall not do any work, neither you, nor your son or daughter, nor your manservant or maidservant, nor your animals, nor the alien within your gates. For in 6 days the Lord made the heavens and the earth, the sea, and all that is in them. But he rested on the seventh day. Therefore the Lord blessed the Sabbath day and made it holy. So now we see that Exodus is more tied up with Genesis. I mean, it's not a different story, it's the same, the story. The story of the universe is not different, it's the same. So, and Exodus recognizes Genesis. Honor your father and your mother, so that you may live long in the land the Lord your God is giving you. You shall not murder. About Sabbath. Yeah, if you work every day, you're like a robot. You are not okay by physical and spiritual neither. And you are not realizing about your life. What is your life? What are you doing? What is your purpose? So yeah, you must have one day as a resting day. You shall not murder. You shall not commit adultery. You shall not steal. You shall not give false testimony against your neighbor. You shall not covet your neighbor's house. You shall not covet your neighbor's wife or his manservant or maidservant, his ox or donkey or anything that belongs to your neighbor. So not just stealing, but it's not okay to just to be that kind of jealous and just compare yourself to the other neighbors and he have beautiful cars, more beauty than mine. He have more something than me, and it's just a comparison, and not just that, and that you wish them. If you want to wish something like that, yeah, and then there is. Lots of times there is a concurrence between you and your neighbor. I mean, yeah, okay, he has that nice car. I will buy it one more expensive than him, and yeah, it's. I think this thing can. Be placed in this verse too. I mean, you must live normal. Okay, I mean, not but not being frustrated or something. I think can be placed here too. But this was maybe more about stealing. But yeah, when the people saw the thunder and lightning and heard the trumpet and saw the mountain in smoke, they trembled with fear. They stayed at the distance and said to Moses, "Speak to us yourself and we will listen, but do not have God speak to us or we will die." Whoa, they didn't want that God to speak with them. Who don't want that God to speak with you? But look, they were trembled. They trembled with fear. Trembling. Yeah, they trembled with fear. If your life is not okay, and even if it's okay, I mean, to meet God is not something that can be not taken seriously. Moses said to the people, "Do not be afraid. God has come to test you, so that the fear of God will be with you to keep you from sinning." The people remained at a distance, while Moses approached the thick darkness where God was. Then the Lord said to Moses, Tell that this, wow, and Moses was not, has not had that courage to stay in the presence of God. Then the Lord said to Moses, tell the Israelites this, you have seen for yourself that I have spoken to you from heaven. Do not make any gods to be alongside me. Do not make for yourselves gods of silver or gods of gold. Make an altar of earth for me and sacrifice on it your burnt offerings and fellowship offerings, your sheep and goats and your cattle. Wherever I cause my name to be honored, I will come to you and bless you. If you make an altar of stones for me, do not build it with dressed stones, for you will defile it if you use a tool on it. It's very interesting, huh? And do not go up to my altar on steps, lest your nakedness be exposed on it. Whoa, but how? What kind of clothes they wore? They were wearing, or they wearing? Maybe they're like robes, or something, and maybe they had no under nothing under dress. How can I say? It's a bit healthy to not use underdress, but it is not okay. They had no pants, so it was very not okay. Yeah, more healthy on summertime, or I don't know. Okay, let's continue. This chapter is over. And do not go up to my altar on steps, lest your nakedness be exposed on it. So you cannot go in front of God like you don't care that it is about God or some other place. It is not okay, and no, it's not normal. You must give God a bit of respect. Here we saw the 10 laws of the 10 principal laws of that God has commanded. You shall not have other gods before me. You shall not make for yourself an idol in form of anything. You shall not misuse the name of the Lord your God. Remember the Sabbath. Honor your father and your mother. You shall not murder. You shall not commit adultery. You shall not steal. You shall not give false testimony against your neighbor without lies. Yeah. And you shall not covet your neighbor's house. This is a different, I don't know. This is not stealing. It's about something else. I don't understand it yet. What is yours is yours. I mean, you cannot. I wish what my neighbors have. Yeah, but if you want to pay it to buy land from your neighbor, I don't know what this means. What is about this law? And then we saw that God was talking with them. I ask myself why God is talking just with Moses and not with all of the Israelites. Now he wanted to talk with all the Israelites, but they didn't want anymore. They trembled with fear. And we do not make any gods to be alongside me. Do not make for yourselves gods of silver or gods of gold. And then it is about altar. Make an altar of earth for me and sacrifice on it your burnt offerings and fellowship offerings. Do not build with dressed stones, for you will defile it if you use a tool on it. And do not go up to my altar on steps, lest your nakedness be exposed on it. Yeah, it's about you must take seriously and quite a bit of respect when you meet God, when you go to pray for God, to the God. Make an altar, you must take it seriously. And we see here that their clothes were not very okay with the steps. They had just robes, I think, or I don't know, but I think, yeah. Very weird. And why, yeah, we will see in the next chapters that God will teach them to make some like a pants for the prized, but not yet. Okay, may the God bless me, enlighten me, protect me and enlighten me in the next chapter too. And if he wants, you will see me in the next chapter too. Here there is an explanation. You shall not covet. There is be on your guard against all kinds of greed. Yeah, maybe it was about that. Yeah, it's very important that your heart to have no greed of anything. You must just want God. If you want something, you must want God. You must want to be more saint, more good, more. You must be better, but not to be greedy on the material things or on wife, manservant, maidservant, ox, donkey, or anything that belongs to your neighbor. Okay. May the God enlighten me in the next chapter too, and if He wants, you will see me there too. God bless you all and goodbye.